Good afternoon to all of you. Very good question this is. How to differentiate adjunct and complement. Not only to you, just everyone is confused, being confused. Either by trainer or themselves. Either by trainer or themselves means some trainees may be confused themselves. But even if it is trained very good, by giving some very good explanation from a trainer. Otherwise, some trainers may not be explaining. Like me, guys, may not be explaining to you, understandably to you. I agree with you. Why don't you know now? Okay. Complement, adjunct. Both are looking like same in a sentence. You know how to say the one. You know all adverbs in a sentence. Adverbs. I am living in Nagapattinam. I have completed my work successfully. You are saying sentence. Successfully is adjunct, not adjective. It's adverb, It's adjunct in compartment. Only 6 compartments are there. Subject, verb, object, indirect object, adjunct, and complement. But here your doubt is how to differentiate complement and adjunct. But I should not go anywhere else. I should not be skipping, All adverbs would be sitting in the adjunct compartment. If it is adverb, that's a adjunct, of course. Adjunct is a compartment, one of the compartments. Sentence pattern, that SC pattern, we are calling in Indian grammar. In our grammar, we are calling SC pattern. It is called sentence pattern. Which is subject, which is verb, which is object, which is indirect object, which is complement and adjunct. Subject, very well. Not which is in the first. Which operates the sentence is called subject. Verb, which functions, which gives an action in a sentence. Which compartment gives an action to a sentence is called verb. Sheila is running fast. He is running is a verb. We are trying well to you. Up to us. Our training is a verb. So somebody is crossing that. He is crossing is a verb. Tomorrow will be a holiday. What a fantastic sentence. Right? Tomorrow will be a holiday. Will be is a verb. Well. Tomorrow is subject then. That's not adjunct. The tomorrow will be object. Tomorrow is subject here. Will be is a verb. Holiday, that's a complement. Tomorrow will be a holiday. Tomorrow is subject. Will be is a verb. Holiday. Will be holiday. Will be holiday is wrong. But you must use article. Tomorrow will be a holiday means in Tamil நாளை ஒரு விடுமுறை தினமாக இருக்கும். It may be interpreted like that only. Anyhow, tomorrow is subject, will be is a verb, a holiday is a complement then. You hand over the file tomorrow. Hand over the file tomorrow. Hand over is a verb. Tomorrow is an adjunct. Adverb, that is, this is adverb, parts of speech, adverb, the one, adverb of time. So compartment, we are speaking about compartment, But whether it is complement or adjunct, your question is whether it is complement or adjunct. Hand over the file tomorrow. Hand over the file. Hand over is a verb. The file is object. Tomorrow is adjunct only then. At the same time, tomorrow will be a holiday, tomorrow is subject there. Okay? Complement, I am a professor, you are a student, this is a chair, this is a classroom. In these sentences, if you are saying I am a professor, I is a subject, I am is a verb, a professor is complement, your status. Complement means, it's one's status, it's one place where he is, it's one's name, what it is. That is called complement. They have elected me a leader. Only my people have elected me a leader. This is a sentence. Only my people have elected me a leader. Only our people are my people, that is subject. Only just leave it. That is, additional adverb, the one. Our people is subject. Elected is a verb. Me is object. A leader as a what? As a what? The answer to the question as a what will be a compliment in a sentence. Here, a leader is a compliment here. In Tamil, if you want to explain, ennavaga, maybe more or less, but so that I don't catch only answer for all questions of ennavaga will be a compliment. But about 90%, 95% the answer to the question ennavaga will be a compliment. This ennavagam, this is a classroom. This subject is a verb, a classroom. This is a compliment. This is a chair. A chair is compliment. That is not adjunct. You keep all those things on the table. You need not speak that. In imperative sentence, you need not use subject. Keep. Put. All those things. Keep is a verb here. All those things are object here. It's an imperative sentence, Imperative sentence will not carry subject. Straight away, it will begin with the verb. That is called imperative sentence. Statement. Keep. Verb. All those things. Object. On the table. That's why verb. Adjunct. In compartment adjunct. In the parts of speech, I don't think. On the table. Parts of speech, Parts of speech also, it's a very long, that if you want to explain. If I explain by titling one thing, I have to explore all those items. On the table, on is a preposition, the is a article, table is a noun. So on the table is here, that is an adverb of place. That's why it is called what? Adjunct. So that's the difference between adjunct and complement. He is my brother. She is my daughter. He is my son. By he, subject is, verb, my son is a complement. That is not adjunct. Yeah, if you say my name is so and so, if I am saying sir, my name is Mahendran, my name is subject, is a verb. Mahendran is a complement in the sentence. But you frame some interrogative statements and try to identify sentence pattern. What's your name? Maybe. What's your name? What is the complement here? Is a verb. Your name is subject here. Of course. Where is your file? Where is your file? It's an interrogative statement. Where is your file? But again, where is not subject? But in the sentence patterns and all are, I think, quoting in a very subject here. Is a verb. Then your file is a complement like that. Right? Actually, verb is a complement here. Sorry, adjunct here. Adjunct. Is a verb. Your file is a subject here. But interrogative statement. Is your name Shankar? You are asking, is your name Shankar? Is your name Shankar? What's the active pattern for this? Is the verb here, you know that. Your name is a subject here. Shankar is a complement here. Is your name Shankar? Is a verb. Your name is subject. Shankar is complement. But he is saying, my name is Shankar. So my name is a subject here. Is a verb. So Shankar is a complement. Then what else? It's no problem at all to identify sentence pattern. But if you want to learn the seat pattern, how to identify the compartments, you frame many sentences, then try to identify the seat pattern. The compartments. which is subject, which is only 6 compartments are there. 6. Subject, verb, object, indirect object, complement and adjective. Subject, verb, object, 3. Indirect object, 4. Then adjunct is a third. Then complement. That's all. Any sentence, but not at all. Not all sentences will be carrying together, all compartments. Sometimes you can frame a sentence by using only one compartment. That's verb. Come, go, sit. It's a sentence now. But everywhere express sentence. Come, it's a sentence. Yeah, it's a sentence. It's a verb only. Verb only is it. But if we can frame a sentence by using only one compartment, that is called verb. By using 2 compartments, yes, we is possible. Otherwise, we, oh, is possible. First, yes, we means I'm teaching, I'm training. I is a verb, subject. I'm training, I'm teaching is a verb. This is yes, we. I'm teaching grammar, maybe. I, subject. I'm teaching is a verb. Grammar is an object here. I'm teaching grammar here. I is a subject. I'm teaching is a verb. Grammar is object. Here is adjective. Okay? But I am teaching grammar to you. I is a subject. I am teaching is a verb. Grammar is object. To you is indirect object here. So, the answer to the question to whom, listen here. The answer to the question to whom will be an indirect object. Yes. The familiar sentence is that my father presented me a wristwatch for my birthday. My father presented me a wristwatch for my birthday. My father is subject. Presented is a verb. The wristwatch is object. For me is a, my father is subject. Then present is a verb. Me is the indirect object. To whom is? That's the answer to the question to whom. That's why it is indirect object. Me is the indirect object. A wristwatch, that is direct object. What did he present? That's a direct object. To whom did he present? That is indirect object. For what did he present? That may be adjunct. There is no complement. You mean complement and adjunct? Now already I told you that they elected me as a leader for this village. Maybe somebody is saying, I am not saying this, just imaginatively just a framing sentence. They elected me a leader for this village. Somebody is saying, they is a subject, elected is a verb, me is an object. A leader is a complement for this village. That's an adjunct. This is SVOCA. Right? They have sent to me many sentences, words of a frame. I would like to tell you that to learn, to self-learning, you frame your sentence, many sentences. Try to identify some sentence pattern. What is what? My key to you. But I can give you some key how to identify which compartment is in the what, whether it is subject or verb. The answer to the question who, how, who, what, which will be a subject. Verb is very easy. Obviously, you can come to know that. Action. Object of whom. The answer to the question of whom, what, which. That would be an object in a sentence. Indirect object, the answer to the question to whom will be indirect object in a sentence. Then what's next? Adjunct, the answer to the question How? Where? WHER. Then when? WHER. How? Where? When? Then for what? Why? Why? WHY. The answer to these questions, but looks like answer to these questions. You've been adjunct. Then I get to whom? The answer to the question, to whom? To whom did he present? But you take that one is a sample model example, model sentence. My father presented me a wristwatch. My father presented me a wristwatch for my birthday. Yesterday. Yesterday is also adjunct. For my birthday is also adjunct. I am coming soon to the last. My father is subject there. Present is a verb. The wristwatch is the object. To me, if you want to put your direct object first, then if you want to place indirect objects and after the direct object, you must use to preposition. Otherwise, you can use straight away indirect object placing first. You can place indirect object first. If you are in the situation to put two objects, direct and indirect objects. If you want to put, if the situation is there to frame a sentence by putting direct object, indirect object, simultaneously. Indirect, if you place indirect object first, you need not use to. Yeah. For example, this is my father presented me a wristwatch. Is there another? Do you have any question? About a seat button. Any other, but you can ask about, you can shoot your questions in grammar, but whatever the topics, and as much as possible, I'll try to answer to you. As far I have known, just I could answer. Because known is drop, unknown is ocean. In everyday education, we have to learn, but it's not overnight exercise. Process of projects not to finish. It's not an overnight project. Which one is learning? Learning is every day. Just one should learn. Every teacher not only is teaching but also learning. Yes, every day. Even a mechanic, if he does any exercise, a walk person is learning. But through practice only, we could learn that. That's my strong opinion that we have that. Through practicing, a doctor is consulting a patient. You know that, diagnosing some diseases with the patient. So patient is going to a doctor and is getting treatment. Doctor is learning. Doctor is learning means not, he's treating, I know, just he's diagnosing, as in giving, prescribing some medicine to you. But you are model there. Your project there. Or through you, he is learning something. Oh, this kind of disease, we can prescribe this kind of medicine to him. He kind of learning that. The teacher also not only, but that's what I said the first. The teacher is not only teaching, but also learning. So every exercise is not practicing. It's not only practicing, but also learning. But experimenting. Okay, that's all. Thanks. We will meet in the next video. Thanks a lot.